In this episode of the funeral report, a father, shown there with hands on top of his head, grieves during the burial of two of his sons killed in a motor vehicle crash. Several people attended the funeral, despite persistent rainfall that left the path to the graves highly treacherous.
Step by step, slow. Yeah. Step by step, slow. Grab what?
There were two eulogies, one of which bore a reminder of the tragedy.
On their way back home, in the early morning of Wednesday, the 7th of August, they had a motor vehicle accident.
And with a large number of young people in earshot, the pastor didn't miss an opportunity to tell them her mind.
The marijuana and the cigarette, God Almighty, the alcohol, can I talk to you? The crack and the cocaine makes no sense.
Stay with us for the details of this, the funeral report, right here on The Beacon. Heavy and persistent rainfall throughout the parish of St. Anne on Saturday, October 26, 2024, but it did not prevent hundreds of people from gathering to show their last respect for two brothers, Miguel and Martino, who died in a motor vehicle crash on their way from an Independence Day party. The brothers, along with their cousin Tevon Hibbert, left their community of Bamboo in St. Anne on Independence Day, August 6, to attend a party. While on their way home the following morning, the motor car driven by Martino crashed at Salem in Runaway Bay, St. Anne. The cousin survived, but the brothers who were in the front seats of the motor car died at St. Bay Regional Hospital, Martino on August 10 and his older brother Miguel on August 8. Their joint funeral was expected to pull a large crowd, and so it was scheduled to take place at a relatively large open lot in the bereaved family's community of Bamboo. But due to torrential rainfall, the venue was switched to indoors, Visa Holiness Church of God, also at Clayground District, Bamboo. The sanctuary was packed, resulting in several people milling around in the churchyard. Many others lined the narrow rural road, sometimes resulting in traffic jams. A congregation consisting mainly of young people, Reverend Sharon Davidson directed her sermon mainly at them and their bad habits.
So what you're involved in makes no sense. What you're running after makes no sense. My God. Come on, young ladies. Running down the world makes no sense. Your sexual activities makes no sense. Wasting your precious time and your precious body. Young boys, hallelujah. The marijuana and the cigarette, God Almighty, the alcohol, can I talk to you? The crack and the cocaine makes no sense. That would to God you catch yourself right now like Solomon. Hallelujah. Solomon said it made no sense. Can somebody catch yourself one time? My God. Can I help a young girl? Can I help a young boy? It makes no sense. Too many are running around with your excuses. I can't serve God now because I can't leave this. I can't leave him. I can't leave her. I can't give up this kind of business. Listen to me. Make Jesus first place in your life and he will lead you.
Separate eulogies were presented for the brothers. First up, Jacqueline Edwards telling the congregation about the younger of the siblings, 23-year-old Martino.
Martino Jonathan Ferguson of Playground Bamboo, St. Anne, was born on the 3rd day of April 2001 to Mark and Taslin Williams Ferguson. He was the last of 3 children born to Taslin and the third of 4 children to Mark, aka Marky. Martino attended the Pisa Basic School, then moved on to the Bamboo Primary School, where he later sat the grade 6 achievement test, GSAT, and successfully gained a place at the Stairtone Academy. After attending that institution, Martino took on various tasks to earn a living for herself, including being a salesman and a delivery truck and working at the tire warehouse. He also worked on several construction sites. Growing up as a young boy, he was a caring, loving, and jovial child who loved his parents and siblings very much.
He also loved the family that he was creating with his common-law wife, Nicolene Bryan.
And of course, he was a great dad to his daughter and son. They were his heartbeats, and he loved them dearly. He also had a love for motorbikes. And no matter how many falls, cuts, and bruises he got as a result of riding the bike, that didn't stop him. On the 6th day of August 2019, he unfortunately met in a motorbike accident, which landed him in the St. Anne's Bay Hospital, where he was admitted in serious condition. We thought he had lost one of his eyes, but fortunately, he pulled through and was able to make it out. In that same year, we could say, as Prince Buster said in one of his songs, you pick him up, you link him down, him bounce right back. What a hard man to dead. Unfortunately, on Tuesday, the 6th of August 2024, Martino, along with his older brother, Mark, and his cousin, Sean, went out to enjoy themselves since it was a holiday. And on their way back home, in the early morning of Wednesday, the 7th of August, they had a motor vehicle accident and was quickly rushed to the St. Anne's Bay Hospital, where they were admitted for treatment. Sadly, however, on Thursday, the 8th of August, his older brother Mark succumbed to his injuries, while Tino was lying in the hospital bed, putting on his feathers, gaining strength in his angel wings. And on Saturday, the 10th of August, he flew away to be with his maker.
The older brother, 32-year-old Miguel Parkinson, also called Dean, had relocated to St. Anne a few months before he died there. He was born at Victoria Jubilee Hospital in Kingston on July 1, 1992, and he spent most of his life in Portmore, St. Catherine. He attended Naggohead Infant School, Kensington Primary, and Greater Portmore High. His mother, who was scheduled to eulogize him, had that eulogy read on her behalf.
After high school, Dean went on to work with National Irrigation Commission, NIC, as a plumber for a while, but he liked being his own boss. So he asked his father for a worker, which he did get, and off he went to do landscaping. He enjoyed the work that he did and was very proud of himself. He was the most caring, loving, and kind person you could meet, and it was these traits that he possessed that made him fun and a jovial, hilarious person to be around. Anyone who came in contact with Dean, he would touch your heart and lives. He was a TikToker, always on his life. He not only lived for himself, but he cared deeply for others, even the homeless and insane people too. Dean would feed and give them a lot of attention, especially Sashane.
Among the other highlights of the Thanksgiving service was a tribute done by the sole survivor of the crash, Tevon Hibbert. He broke down while delivering a song he wrote, expressing his respect for the late brothers and also the sorrow caused by their death.
And all of this has stressed me out, it make me head hurt me. One chorus, R.I.P. to the OGs, all who no raised in peace. R.I.P. to Maya, R.I.P. to Kino and Ma.
A number of other people participated in the Thanksgiving service, which eventually came to an end. The caskets were removed from the church and placed inside the hearses. The procession, joined by a number of bikers, started from the church to the family plot in another section of Clayground District. The hearses stopped on a section of the main road, and it was time for pallbearers to take the caskets on a slippery stretch of unpaved road too treacherous for wheels.
Take it in here, so instead of out here, in the rough part, right there.
The path, slippery in some areas and muddy in others, required snail's pace to limit the likelihood of a massive fall.
Step by step. Step by step. Slow. Step by step. Step by step. Yes, slow. Step by step. Step by step. Slow. Yeah. Step by step. Grab rock, grab one.
The journey indeed was a nightmare, and some people fell, but they were determined to make it to the graveside, and they did. The young man's father, Mark Farquharson, made his way through the crowd and stared at his sons one at a time. He then placed his hands on top of his head in grief. Under the threat of more rainfall, Committal formally commenced with the lowering of the caskets.
We therefore commit their bodies to the ground, earth to earth, ashes to ashes,
Dust to dust.
dust to dust,
Asego Basha.
waiting for that final resurrection, whether to life or to death.
The grave, made of one roof and 2 compartments, was covered, the brothers resting inside.